What about you having those babies for your brother? Talk about selfish. You feel good, so that makes it selfish. Yeah, well, sorry to burst that bubble, Phoebe, but selfless good deeds don't exist.
Yes, there are. There are totally good deeds that are selfless.
That's because all people are selfish.
I'm gonna find a selfless good deed. I'm gonna beat you, you evil genius. I cannot believe I can't find a selfless good deed.
I have just arrived at the Friends experience here in Brisbane. And for anybody who has followed my channel, you'll know that I like to post faith-based Christian content. And you're probably wondering, what on earth does Friends have to do with, like, how can I make a faith-based video about that? Because if you have seen the show, you'll know that it's not a faith-based show. Yes, it's a very funny show. It's a comedy. The storylines are iconic, but there are, there's sex, they take God's name in vain. There is one episode that I would like to talk about that reminds me of the gospel, or at least the storyline within the episode that reminds me of the gospel. So, yeah, I thought I'd tell you about that episode and what it has to do with the gospel and Jesus, while having a look around here.
Hey, it's fine. You have Joey. Really? Yeah, look.
Never looked like this before.
I know. Alright, well, don't waste it. It's still food. Okay, let's find this first.
The episode is season 5, episode 4, and it's called The One Where Phoebe Hates PBS. Joey believes that all good deeds are selfish because they make you feel good.
And maybe Joey's right. Maybe all good deeds are selfish.
I believe I found a good deed that is selfless, and that is Jesus dying on the cross for us.
I just wanted to let you know that I found a selfless good deed.
I know what you're thinking. Before he was killed, he had predicted he would rise again on the 3rd day. But once he was dreading it, the night before, as it got closer, he was praying, basically begging God to not have to die on the cross for us. He was basically begging God if there was any other way for our sins to be forgiven, then if God could make it so that he wouldn't have to die for us. And he was so anxious, so dreading the experience, he was starting to sweat blood. Even when Jesus was hanging on the cross, he had been mocked, spitting on, whipped, everything. And when he was finally hanging on the cross, the land went dark and God abandoned him. And I think that was probably the lowest point in Jesus' life. Even when Jesus was resurrected 3 days later, he still had to deal with the consequences because he was still living with pierced hands and feet and a piercing in his side. And even for us today, there are people who refuse to believe him or follow him and stuff. But all that being said, without Jesus' death and resurrection, we would never be able to have eternal life with God.
So, there, a selfless good deed.